Type Soul is one of the most popular games on Roblox right now, and while it's a great game, I have a lot of problems with it. In this video, I'll be going over some of the biggest problems that plague Type Soul and going into how they can fix each and every one of them. Before we get into it, make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get right into the video. Okay guys, so I do want to say that I really do enjoy Type Soul. I get this is a negative video, but I do enjoy the game and I think it's worth a playthrough, honestly, just due to the sheer quality and effort the developers put into it. But let's actually get into what problems are in the game, and I'll put up a little bit of background footage, that way you guys have something to watch while you guys listen to the video, or you can just put it on in the background. Anyways, the first major problem I have with Type Soul is the combat, particularly the blocking and parry system. Now, I'm not sure if this is how Type Soul does their coding, or rather how they trigger events inside of coding, but the parry system in Type Soul seems to be more proactive based versus reactive based, and reactive based is used in games like Deep Woken. To give an example, Deep Woken, whenever an enemy hits you, you can see them going in for the hit and you have to block right as the hit makes contact with your hitbox. Type Soul, you have to kind of block whenever the animation starts to play for the enemy getting ready to hit you. This means you have to block a couple milliseconds to a couple seconds before it actually hits you, and in my opinion it's a little bit confusing. Now, I'm not sure if this is the way the developers intended it to be. I feel like that could be one of the things, but if they didn't intend for this, I feel like that is kind of a major thing to just leave like that, because in my opinion, it makes it a lot harder for new players. Although, I don't know, this is kind of one of my more controversial opinions in this video, so if you guys like the Type Soul combat, make sure to tell me in the description, and I guess tell me why you like it, because at the moment, I'm kind of a bit frustrated with the parry system, but that may just be me. Anyways, let's get into the next point that I have in the video, which is overall bugs. Now, I get that Type Soul is a new video game. I mean, it was just released a couple weeks ago, but the amount of bugs I've noticed in Type Soul is honestly a lot. And I get the developers are working very hard to get all these bugs worked out, and I cannot thank them enough, because the game was really buggy whenever it first launched, and it is much better now. But if we actually talk about some of the bugs that are in the game, right? For example, one of the bugs that I tend to get the most is after I've been killed, I'm unable to press the W key on my keyboard. I'm not sure why this is a thing, but Type Soul will just not allow me to move forward. I have no clue what causes this, but this happens about 1 out of 3 times that I die. So I'm not sure what causes this, or what is going on, or if it's just me. I don't know if you guys get this bug too, but there's a couple others that I've gotten. For example, whenever someone knocks you down, you're unable to get gripped. No one can grip you, so you're just kind of laying there doing nothing. And I feel like this is really bad, especially in raids, because what are you meant to do in a raid when you're just sitting there? Actually, I think raids have an auto grip system, so that wouldn't really be a problem. But multiple times when I've gone to Waco Mundo, for example, I think you'll even see some in the background footage, I just got knocked and I couldn't get gripped. So I had to leave Roblox and go back in, and it's a full 5-minute process to actually go through the servers and stuff. So yeah, I feel like that was kind of annoying, but I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like that's a pretty simple fix for the developers. So yeah. Outside of that, I've noticed a couple of other bugs with flinging your player across the map. Now, this one hasn't happened as recently, although it has happened to me a little bit before. Although I'm kind of glad, I feel like the developers fixed this one, as I haven't gotten flung in a while, but I know this one did used to be a large part of the game. Anyways, let's get into the next section. Alright, the next section I have is the difficulty of progression. Now, this is a lot less of a concern now than it was a couple weeks ago, but let's take Quincy at the start of the game. Now, I made a Shrift guide, you guys can go check it out, I'll put it in the description, I'll have an iCard for it, but Shrift used to be insanely hard to get. Now, in my video, I said that your progress would not get reverted whenever you die, but Shrift originally would completely revert all of your progress towards it if you died while trying to get it. I had this happen to me, and it was just impossible to get a lot of the times if you joined slightly after everyone else, because you would have a ton of elite grade players going after you, and you'd be grade, I don't know, 2 or 1. But yeah, outside of that, there's not a ton of progression problems. I do think some of the boss fights in the game are a little bit unnecessarily of a difficult increase. I feel like some stuff goes from really easy to really hard, insanely fast, and I feel like Volt Standing, I don't know, my friend told me the kill requirements for it, and they seem insanely high to me, but that may just be what I think about it. I know a lot of people enjoy grinding these types of games and enjoy the difficulty of it, But yeah, I feel like progression could be improved a little bit, but overall I don't have too many problems with it. The last problem I have with the game is how dropping items is handled. Now, in raids, a lot of the times you guys will get items like, for example, Hogyoku fragments, Hogyoku orbs, and skill boxes. All three of these items, for some reason, drop whenever you die. I'm not sure why this is, and I will just go to say, I am not saying this because I'm mad that I've dropped a Hogyoku in the past. I've actually managed to put all the Hogyokus that I've gotten into the bank, which at the moment I've only gotten one fragment, but it is what it is. I've also gotten all my skill boxes, so it's not coming out of a place of anger, more out of a place of just why would they decide to do this. I mean, I sort of get it that you would have to fight to keep your items, but at the same time, I feel like if someone were to get that lucky of a drop, especially if they're a little bit earlier of a player, at least earlier in progression, going to KT and like going to the bank could probably be a little bit scary for them. And I feel like they should just have the items consistently, because for example, other raid items don't drop when you die, and to my knowledge, Hogyoku fragments and skill boxes, they don't say anything about putting them into the bank. So I feel like they could at least tell the player that they have to put them into the bank and tell them where the bank is located. But yeah, anyways guys, that is about all of the issues I have with the current game. I didn't really go into any balancing issues because I'm not big on PvP right now, but if you guys want me to cover certain like Segundas, Volt Standings, anything like that, if you guys want me to cover balancing issues, then make sure to drop a comment about what I can cover in the future in a future video. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, make sure to like and subscribe. Have a wonderful day. It's me, Mr. Mugma, signing off. Goodbye.